Good afternoon. So one of the many questions that comes up, or one of the comments that comes up on the dedicated support groups from those colleagues who are self-funding their own sort of misconduct legal fees, which is concerning when you think in some cases that could be in excess of £15,000 that they're having to find to fund their own legal fees. So this is something that Trojan Wellbeing have been proactive in relation to sort of providing funding for colleagues who find themselves in this position where the legal cover from the Fed isn't covering them, or the offences or allegations are deemed to be off duty, and unless you've taken out the group insurance scheme, you're not covered. Even sort of checking with your home insurance and house insurance to see if you've got legal fees covered is drawing a blank. So we've been quite proactive in this. For those of you who have been with Trojan for some time, you may have realised we set our membership subscription scheme up, which costs £10 a month, with a view of generating funds in order to help colleagues who find themselves in this position, along with providing emergency funding for those that need counselling, who find themselves in crisis, who can't afford to have counselling. We're also looking at sort of funding other wellbeing initiatives. So the membership subscription has been launched. I think we've currently got 20 members, so that's it's growing quite nicely. Obviously, once we get a high profile case where we successfully support a colleague, this will generate more interest in the membership scheme. The second option we're looking at is a dedicated GoFundMe page. We've had one of these pages since we formed basically, and it's been quite difficult really to generate the interest in it. So a bit like the membership scheme, it will take an high profile case for this to generate any interest in it. And finally, the third option, which we started in May of this year, and you may have seen a number of posts relating to it, is our collaboration with Utility Warehouse. And I appreciate there's eyes rolling and there's sighs going on, but just bear with me in relation to this. There's lots of misconceptions around this opportunity, and it gets a lot of bad press. Having started it in May, not only did I save money on my bills, but I've generated over £6,000 now, which has gone towards Trojan Wellbeing, funding workshops, funding hyperbaric oxygen therapy for colleagues, and also providing counselling and therapy for a number of colleagues. In addition to that, we've helped other colleagues generate their own income. Especially those going through misconduct, it's helped to sort of provide that additional income where they've lost overtime, or for those that are on half pay if they're going through the ill health retirement angle. The people we've signed up, we've saved well over £20,000 on bills now. A recent colleague who signed up saved £1,272 in a year. So it just goes to show that it's a bit of a no-brainer. And what it does as well, it generates that conversation between Trojan Wellbeing and anyone who reaches out for support. So not only are we saving them money, we're introducing them to the support that's available through Trojan Wellbeing, so that they can get the support from our counsellors, from our therapists, joining the local peer support groups. I think even today we've had a meeting up in Manchester, a group of guys who met for a coffee, and that face-to-face stuff, which is priceless really, to be able to do that. So a bit of background regarding it all, and I appreciate there's concerns over business interests. This is something we're getting employment specialists to have a look at, because people are being treated as though they're guilty, having sanctions imposed upon them, especially if they're going through investigations where they're having business interests revoked or refused, which is severely reducing their earning capacity. So we're having a look at that as to how we can challenge that, because it's like you're guilty through just having an allegation made against you, which is wrong. So we will be very proactive in challenging these policies that are out there. We're still waiting for a definitive answer from the Police Federation in relation to business interest policies, but bear with us on that. We are being extremely robust in challenging these things, and we've gone outside and speaking to employment law specialists to get an answer as to how we can take this forward. But if you are struggling, If you have funding you're on misconduct or legal fees, then please get in touch. As I said, we've got a number of options we're looking at, and we're there to try and sort of make this as easy as possible for you, so you don't end up in severe debt, and obviously impacting your mental health. So if you are struggling, please get in touch, and we're there to help you. Speak to you soon. Take care.